Hello and welcome to Good Deeds Blossom, Tzu Chi USA's 30th anniversary special edition. I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson, and I'm here at the Tzu Chi Center in New York City. But today, we're going to the West Coast to celebrate the progress and achievement of Tzu Chi San Francisco's volunteers. Having started their service 25 years ago in 1994, they were led into volunteer work by Mimi Young, who, upon learning of Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teachings, felt inspired to act. Mimi purchased a number of books from Tzu Chi and began giving them out to family and friends to spread the wisdom of her teachings. Soon, a gathering was called over tea. More than 20 people attended, and eventually, they established an office in San Francisco's Chinatown, and they went full steam ahead. In 2002, Tzu Chi San Francisco received an award from then California Governor Gray Davis and Mayor Willie Brown for their contributions to the Bay Area community. 2 years later, though, in 2004, volunteers began serving an area of the city that was notorious for its crime, poverty, and troubled history. Tzu Chi volunteers would find a calling and mission from the Master herself to continue doing good deeds and sow the seeds of compassion in Bayview, Hunters Point. One of those seeds was carried by a Tzu Chi volunteer named Roxanne Buchwitz, an IT executive who would leave her work in the corporate world to fulfill a mission close to her heart, relieving the suffering of children and families so close to her doorstep. After a fateful meeting with a hungry child one day, the wheels of Roxanne's life would move her toward an everyday commitment to volunteer work, mainly as the spearhead of the Happy Campus program across San Francisco. Through her hard work over the years to turn the Happy Campus into a happy community, we'll meet all the people Roxanne's compassion and hard work has touched and transformed. From students to teachers, community partners to local residents, from friends to family, let Roxanne's example of good deeds show you that we can all make a difference.
So you're gonna try to look direct in the camera. Don't kind of make eye contact with me, even though I'm right here. And what does it mean to be a Tzu Chi volunteer?
Oh, okay.
To be kind, to be nice, and to be happy.
Master Zheng Yan taught us everybody have a inside full of great love in there.
If you are happy, and the people you help, they will be happy.
上下都是平等的，大家都是一样的，所以这是我认为我感到我们是一个 team.
Because we have compassion, and then also we know that when people suffering, we like to show our love and care. That is the most important for the volunteer.
因为我们上人告诉我们，做就对了。
Roxanne is there for the community, for the people in need.
I would describe Roxanne as the angel, God-sent angel.
She introduced me to so many things that really shaped me into who I am today.
She knows when she comes in, she just knows what needs to be done.
Roxanne introduced me to Tzu Chi.
You can just feel the passion, like, then you just feel that in the house. It's like I wanted to cry, it's just always that way.
She's there for all of us.
She gives us motivational speeches like each time she comes, and it's helping us to help ourselves.
And she's just so real with everybody. She treats everybody the same. When she sees you, she's always the same way. I love Roxanne. She's really cool.
So welcome. We're going to be hosting our 16th annual backpack giveaway, back to school celebration, woohoo. So what I'm gonna do is just do a walkthrough of not just the passport, but also the program. Well, today's Thursday, and the event is in less than 48 hours. It's more than just a backpack giveaway. San Francisco is an expensive city.
Not only we have backpack giveaway, we have uniform giveaway, we also have haircut, face painting, and bike. Giveaway, so we're just here to understand the logistics.
Tzu Chi is a great partner. We love working with them. Between us, we have this flow that's going on that's organic now, and we're just living in times where it's really, really hard for families to even provide basic needs. We don't want having a backpack and the school supplies that you need for the school year to be a barrier for you to have your academic success.
We started the partnership 10 years ago, and it has been growing. So it's getting really overwhelming. So I want to make sure that our volunteers know what's going on, so they are ready to serve. And each year we have thousands of people coming, and through the interaction with those thousands of families, we can fine-tune our charity program to be more compatible with their lifestyles.
我做奇迹周都差不多5、6年了，但是呢，就今天是第一次来做这个 in charge 这个祝福发放，所以我就觉得能就帮人家是一个好事，所以我就去做。我就好像向人说，人家需要我们，我们都来帮忙，就是这样了。你寫翻數落去。
And we just found out from school that, in fact, the city started to manage this kind of program collectively. So then we say, hey, why don't we just join the city instead of doing our own? So that was 2009 that we realized there's the change of direction. We need to become more collaborative instead of just doing it independently. So 2010, we started our first back to school event with San Francisco City.
We have 2 locations, and then we give out 3,000 uniform. And because it's 10 years, and then we just not giving out the uniform, we also connected with the other organization.
And in fact, with that kind of collaboration, it has put Tzu Chi in more of the mainstream and more of the front side of the community that we help.
Today, we're here to see Theo Miller, who's the executive director of Hope SF. And Hope SF looks at improving housing, education, health, and safety of its residents.
Yeah, and we are here to see how Tzu Chi Happy Community Program can help him to deliver his vision.
On some level, we started this journey focused on children and families. There's about 1,400 kids under the age of 17 across our sites. In Alice Griffith, probably there was about, maybe 150, 200. And so
298.
298. Okay. and so now we have new families coming in, right? And so the question is, so how do we still honor our old promise to those original 298, but then surely these new families that come in, I mean, the young man who was tragically killed 2 weeks ago, he's got a 4.5-year-old kid, and we need that kid to be kindergarten ready, right? I hear you, and I think you're right. It's just, it's like, how many resources do you have, and who do you focus on?
So you can always focus on all families, but you need to have data to substantiate. And also, it's really interesting. Right now, it's food pantry, and then they walk in, and I greet them with their name and say, oh, you know me. I said, why? Not only I know you, I have your kid who goes to Woody Brown.
That's right.
And then so they feel like,
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
What I struggle with, and when you ask about the next phase of the work,
Yes, please.
is that the city and county, we fund through taxpayers a lot of organizations to do work. And granted, we could do more. We could give more resources. But there's 10, 12, there's many organizations in Alice Griffith that are doing work. And sometimes there's a challenge between understanding how organizations can work together.
So do you think that we're still working in silos in some way?
It feels like that way sometimes.
Okay.
So we have to change the perspective.
That's exactly right.
From the family, not to say, okay, I'm doing, education, I'm doing whatever. But at the end, the family, in fact, is bombarded.
That's right.
With everything.
That's right.
And somebody needs to be the integrator.
Exactly.
From city's perspective, they have provided very isolated and very specialized services. But what's lacking is what Tzu Chi can offer. That's the more of the generous, integrated, family, holistic perspective. When Tzu Chi go in, that we say, what are your life challenges? What can we do? And if you need dental help, we provide dental help. You need attendance. What are your barriers in bringing your kids to school?
And it's a community solution,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
It becomes that the
Absolutely.
community is driving it.
Yeah, so those absolutely.
And that's that cross-cultural vision, right? You've got to have folks from old and new and young
Absolutely.
coming together. And so
Absolutely.
that's a key thing that we have to get done in this next phase.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And you know what?
Sounds good. It's a good time to do it too. Come on, puppy. Yep. You have to give her a treat. You have to bribe her.
I already bribed her, so she knows.
Before she was in corporate life, and she really enjoyed that, but when she left, she just completely turned all of that energy into Tzu Chi, and it's become her life. And just every day, it's her life. And so I'm glad that she's so happy.
I was a corporate head of IT, have about 170 engineers working for me. So my charge is to make sure that our drug delivery can be done efficiently without any glitch. And our pharmaceutical company focused on AIDS, drugs. So you can imagine that it's really critical if the drug is not shipping, on a daily basis. It's my phone.
Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Surprised it hasn't ringed already.
Hey，之前你好，我们是那个活动是我们司机是9点开始，他们 distribution 是11点开始，不够，好，大卫见，好，拜拜。
Some volunteers don't understand why she always point out, you should do this, always like this way. We're always fighting, but not for ourselves.
Yeah.
She's my good model. Yeah, because I learned a lot of things from her. She knows how to do the things better. She step by step.
I ran into a girl, so I found her in the school closet trying to avoid going into the classroom. Jessica was just cold and hungry Monday morning. She told me that her last meal was Friday, the free lunch from school. That was a turning morning, and it really touched my heart. And so I was thinking about it, that if I stay in pharmaceutical industry, my impact will be limited. But if I switch gear from corporate to Tzu Chi charity, I would have more power to impact so many lives, especially those children's lives. And so I had no regret. I went back home, I told my husband, I'm quitting my job, I'm doing this. And he was very supportive. He said, honey, whatever you want to do, it's fine. Just go for it.
This time is a day that means reflection for me. A lot of times when you are out there, you got so preoccupied with the reality and you don't have time to really think back what you are doing.
And that's the recharge point for her. That's what she does, really every evening. You have a big thing coming up this weekend that you've got to prepare for.
Yeah.
So I think that's
back to school. Yeah.
Back to school events, yeah. And then she's back into it again. She's on the phone all evening, organizing the next day.
Yeah, honey, I got a note from one of the residents, Aaron's mom, saying that...
In Alice Griffith?
Yeah, in Alice Griffith.
Oh, okay.
There was a fire in front of building 2500.
Was it an arson thing, or was it a... They don't know. Oh, okay.
Hey, Ina. How are you?
Get up out of here. The house is full of that smell.
So when did it happen?
I mean, just right here under my house.
Under your house?
Under your house.
First floor?
Right here where the flowers are, where the balcony, when you look over the balcony.
Yeah.
There was they said it was a cigarette. That's what the fire department said.
Oh.
Okay.
And it came straight up in my house, man.
Oh, no.
So is Erin okay in terms of her asthma?
Get up out of
Do
here.
you have trouble breathing or?
I had asthma.
I know, that's what I'm concerned about. not worry about it, get some rest. Tomorrow it will be, your asthma will feel better. Yeah, I think that there was a fire in front of building 2500 and it's caused by the cigarette. So a lot of times they say, how come Tzu Chi knows more about the community than other 19 organizations they pay for? I just say
because you're there.
Because we have really good relationship with them.
Sure.
Yeah, they feel personal.
We have a lot going on today. We want you to have fun. We have passports. If you have not gotten a passport, we have bike giveaways. I want to quickly also thank our 112 volunteers. If you see anybody walking around with a Be Magic volunteer button or badge, please thank them as well.
Backpacks nowadays, everything is so expensive. You know, I'm just a great-grandmother and a grandmother that's raising these.
Food and gas, laundry, I mean, all of that adds up for a single mom with 2 kids. This was actually a blessing.
To present on these kind of events to help the people in the Bayview, not just African Americans, but all. Because out here you can see it's a variety of everybody out here, and we all have a need.
As many of you know, our late and great public defender, Jeff Adachi, passed earlier this spring. We are going to be honoring him in a few short moments, but before we do so, I want to bring up to the stage our new public defender, Mano.
Jeff was also, which many of you do not know, a Buddhist, and we're grateful to the Tzu Chi Foundation that is here today and that co-sponsored this event.
So now we have our community partners, the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation, are going to be doing a ceremony in honor of Jeff.
The growth of volunteers are what I feel most proud of. We have so many great volunteers.
We know how important it is to invest in our children and to make sure that they have a safety net, that they have support, that they have community, that they have a good education, that they have everything that they need so they never ever end up in the criminal justice system in the first place.
For Bodhi, search for wisdom world.
I'm most proud of the changes that I am able to make on myself, because it's easy to change the community. It's hard to change your mindset and the way you work, the way you live your life. People will never believe that today's Roxanne is totally different from the corporate Roxanne. So I hope that day by day I'm doing better in managing myself, in cultivating myself, in addition to serving the community. In terms of going out actually to the community, because of our cultural background, because of where we come from, people don't feel they can spread their love positively or more of confidently. But because of Happy Campus and Happy Family and Happy Community project, people do feel that language is not a barrier. The barrier is your attitude. So as long as you are there, you smile, and everybody can really show this love for Tzu Chi San Francisco. We have seen a lot of young generation coming in, and I know that the passing down the torch, they are going to be inspired by what we are doing at its Griffith, and be able to just take a leadership role and then just carry out generation after generation.
Just find something that's small. 3 volunteers. And let's do it consistently, week after week after week. And pretty soon you will find you have 30 volunteers and you will have a community that you serve.
I think that's it. Thank
Let's
you,
go.
As you can see, Roxanne is a great role model to her peers and the people whose lives she makes better every day. But it's important to keep in mind that not everyone has the right situation to transition out of their full-time or even part-time work and commit to a life of community service. So how can you start something good? If we take Roxanne's advice, we can start small. In fact, it's even just like a Jinx aphorism from Master Jiang Yen, which reads, "If we don't do the little things, how can we expect to accomplish the big things?" Once we've done this, another important question to ask ourselves is how can we work together with others to achieve something greater? As city representatives from San Francisco expressed, there are lots of people and groups out there that want to do good, but there are few mechanisms to connect them and make what they provide even stronger. But over the years, Tzu Chi USA has strived to be such a mechanism. How? Our volunteer programs across the country, whether it's through Happy Campus or any other, they proactively seek partner organizations and community leaders with which they can cooperate. These are individuals and groups which are often recognized or respected by their communities. Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States have made significant ground in being able to supplement their services and meet their needs as holistically as possible. But for the kids of Bayview Hunters Point, it's through helping local schools improve student performance and outcomes so the community has a better shot at the future. For adults, it's making friends with those in the community to learn from them and offer solutions. Master has said, only by working together with one heart do we have the greatest strength. And indeed, people like Roxanne prove we do. Join us next time for Good Deeds Blossom, where we'll go south of the border into Tijuana, Mexico, and then right north up here to the Big Apple. We'll introduce you to the children, parents, and teachers who are all joining the Circle of Compassion to make our world a better place, one child at a time. But before we go, we'd like to express our appreciation for Tzu Chi San Francisco's volunteers for their service over the past 25 years. Here's to 25 more of bigger impact. Thanks for watching this episode of Tzu Chi USA's 30th anniversary special edition, Good Deeds Blossom. I'm Dilbar Shatterson. Till tomorrow.